Now, the Subway Final Word.
The Steelers' schedule was released last week, but after a Trib exclusive by Allen Robinson, we have something else to talk about. Antonio Brown questioning the chemistry in the locker room and talking about Ryan Clark and his recent outspoken comments on the Steelers' locker room. Topic 4, can Brown be the kind of locker room leader that the Steelers need? Allen, you spoke with him last week. Is Brown ready to give that locker room what it appears to need so badly?
Actually, I think I talked to him about 12 hours ago. He wasn't so much ripping Ryan Clark, by the way, other than the fact that he said that he thought Ryan Clark's comments about the players smoking marijuana was made just because Ryan Clark is already on his second career, as Chuck Noll would say, as an ESPN commentator, quote, trying to make himself sound smart. Well, what Antonio Brown says the Steelers need to get back to what the team they were in 2010 and 2011 when he arrived, and he said that was a really close team. I thought the most telling comments he said today were, when you see people taking shots who were on the same team and wearing the same jerseys, that's a sign of not having that team camaraderie. That's something we need to get back to, something we haven't had for the past 2 years. Now, he didn't blame that for the 8-8 records, but he's just saying, look, with this new changing roster, he thinks this is a good chance for them to get back to the way they were.
All right, and maybe this is a chance for Brown to continue as one of the leaders in this locker room, Travis.
Yeah, I'm not in the Steelers locker room like Allen is, but and we love to try to, I cover baseball and we love to try to measure everything in that sport, but chemistry is one of those things that matters, but we can't measure well. So I think it does matter, and chemistry issues usually pop up more after you've come off a losing season or a season where you haven't made the playoffs, like the Steelers a year ago. So I think Brown is probably hitting on something that does matter and is an issue in the locker room. How prevalent is it? I'm not sure. But Brown says it's an issue, so I'll believe him.
All right, Chris?
Well, if you're asking Antonio Brown can be a leader or should be a leader, he's won the team MVP now 2 of the last 3 seasons, 2 of the 4 years he's been on the team. So, by that alone, he has to be some sort of leader. But, there's been a lot of not just big names and good players, but big personalities that have left that locker room the last 3 or 4 years now, from the James Farriers and the Casey Hamptons. You go all the way down the line of just name after name, Hines Ward, Larry Foote now. There's this linebackers, James Harrison, all these guys that were, from one way or another, were big personalities in that room, and they're gone.
All right, we're going to revisit the Pirates in a moment, but first, back to our social media contributors for an opinion on Antonio Brown. Can he be the leader the Steelers lead? James says Brown is a class act. Too bad it didn't rub off on Clark. It showed Brown is all about team first. He was right. We'll be back with more of the Subway Final Word after this.